G'day guys, Richard here from the Outpost, and today we're having a look at the Weatherby 307 bolt-action rifles. Right guys, let's take a closer look at these rifles, but before we do that, as always, we've made sure that these two firearms in front of us and the one that's down on the floor are free of any ammunition, and there's no ammunition in the studio today. Safety is always top priority. So I suppose the easiest place to start is with the name of these new rifles. So Weatherby moved to Sheridan, Wyoming back in 2018, 2019, and the 307 is the Sheridan area code, so that's their little nod to their new hometown. This is the 307 is the first new centerfire bolt-action rifle from Weatherby in 50 years, so it's quite an exciting product. It is obviously built to the same high-quality standards and accuracy performance that Weatherby has become world-renowned for. So on the 307s, it is a two-lug, fully cylindrical carbon steel action, and let's dive down into a bit more of the nitty-gritty about it. They are available through three different methods, either as the action alone, if you want to do a full custom build, as we have them here as barreled actions, or you can buy a complete rifle from Weatherby as well. Let's start with the bolt release on the 307. So it's been moved slightly higher off of the stock line, which makes it a little easier to locate, a bit safer, and means that the action itself is a bit stronger. So a light press on that, and you can remove your bolt nice and easily. If we work our way around the rifle, we've got a two-position safety on it. So in the fire position is obviously fire. In the safe position, you are locked out from the trigger. However, you can still cycle the bolt. If you're running the gun as an internal magazine, you can still cycle the rounds through the magazine and back out without having to worry about without having to worry about one of the rounds going off. On the top of the action, you've got the Picatinny rail. Now, they don't come with the rifle itself, and although there are some parts of this rifle that share a common footprint, the rail is not one of them. It is a unique one. They are readily available in Australia, though, and they are using 840 screws, so the threads are a little bit stronger and a heck of a lot harder to cross-thread, so that's great for all the guys who are building their own guns. As we go onto the bolt, this is one of the big improvements that they've made on the 307s. It's a three-piece design now, and it has the all-new toolless takedown. So to strip your bolt with it in the cock position, simply place it on a flat, soft surface or a flat, firm surface. Press down on the back of the bolt body and pull out your bolt handle. This will then let you remove your firing pin carrier from the bolt body itself, and that means you can clean it more easily at home, or if you actually happen to be in the field and you need to get in there, it's very easy to do. So that's a great little feature on this new rifle. To put them back together, it's simply a case of firing pin assembly back into the bolt body. On your flat surface again, push down on the back of the bolt and reinsert your bolt handle to bring all three pieces back together. Nice and simple. It's a really nice spiral through to design, and it does feature an M16 style extractor, which leads to smoother cycling, but also in worst case scenario, if you have an ammunition malfunction, I believe they are quite a bit safer too. And as you can see from here, you've got your two-lug design there on the front. The 307s are all delivered with a TriggerTech field trigger, which is adjustable between 5 to 2.5 pounds. As this rifle has a lot of 700 footprint stuff on it, the trigger is one of those. So by simply removing the two pins here and here, you can swap out your trigger, as we have with this one, to the diamond trigger, which brings our pull weight from 4 to 32 ounces. And just to finish everything off, Weatherby has individually Cerakoted the components of this rifle in Cerakote, so it has the maximum abrasion and corrosion resistance possible. So this is a 25 Creedmoor 307 that we have here. Now, unfortunately, this video is going to be a little different to our usual ones in that we're no longer able to show you the actual build-up and breakdown of rifles. It's something that gets flagged in the algorithm and something hopefully that gets fixed at some point. But as this 307 is a Remington 700 footprint rifle, at least from the bottom end, and in terms of triggers, they're extremely easy to fit up. You simply have your barreled action that drops straight into the chassis, and then an action screw that drops in at the rear here and the front here. Torque it down to your specified as the instruction manual tells you to, and you're good to go. So this 25 Creedmoor that we have in front of us today is going to be a bit of a long distance build for us, so we're really excited to see how that shoots on the range. What we've done is we've paired it up with this Magpul Pro 700 stock, obviously for Rem 700, so it fits up very easily to the Model 307 barreled action. The Pro 700 has the adjustable length of pull on the fly, and as well as your cheek rise adjustable while you're behind the rifle without tools. It does have the folding stock. We do have sling swivel points front, at least in the middle and on the rear of the stock, and plenty of M-lock sections to fit your accessories. To give us the best chance of hitting those long-range targets, we've paired it with an awesomely solid AccuTac bipod. This one in particular has the cant and swivel adjustments built into it. To help mitigate the recoil on this rifle, we've teamed it up with a Terminator T2 muzzle brake. We've chosen a Zero-Tech Trace Advanced 5 to 30 56mm scope to go on this rifle today. It is a full MILRAD scope running the RMG3 reticle inside, so that would be the Christmas tree style reticle. The adjustments are in 0.1 MILRAD, and this being a 34mm tube means that you have a total of 35 milliridians of elevation adjustment in the scope and 30 mils of windage available to you. The parallax is adjustable from 20 meters all the way out to infinity, and we really think this is going to give us the best chance of hitting those long-range targets out in the range. Okay guys, the next 307 barreled action we have today is a 308 Winchester. We've decided to do a bit of a crossover rifle on this one, so it's kind of set up for long distance shooting, but at the same time it's still light enough and maneuverable enough to shoot from the shoulder and take on the hunt with you. We've decided to drop that barreled action straight into this Magpul Pro Light chassis. Again, it's obviously 700 patterned, so that these actions just drop straight in, nice and easy. On the Pro Light, what you are getting, you still have adjustable length of pull and cheek height, but they're no longer adjustable on the fly. It does require an Allen key to adjust both those settings. So by removing those two mechanisms is part of how Magpul saved weight in this chassis. They've also taken out the folding attachment on it too. You do not have the QD sling swivel section on the rear of the rifle anymore. However, there is a normal threaded sling section over here. There is a QD sling section on this side of the rifle, opposite to where the bolt handle is, and you still have plenty of M-lock sections running up the front of the rifle for any of your bipods or any other attachments that you want to put on it. We have paired this rifle today with another AccuTac bipod. It's extremely strong and robust. It's probably a bit heavier than what you would put on most of your hunting rifles, although it's certainly in that realm. This particular model does have the cant and swivel adjustment on it. We've gone with the Arca rail attachment on this one. As you see it sitting here, it's how you would have it set up for shooting from the bench. But obviously, if you're going to go shoot this in the field, you would simply move your Arca section back to the rear of the rifle somewhere, and that would allow you to get the good balance for shooting off of a nice big tripod in the long grass, that sort of thing. The other thing we've put on this barreled action is a nice TT Terminator brake to help soak up some of that recoil. And to make sure we get the rounds on target, we've again gone with a Zero-Tech Trace on this one. It is a 4.5 to 27 by 50 mil for this scope. It is only a 30 mil tube, so that means your overall elevation adjustment is about 18 MILRAD, and same again on your windage, but your parallax is still adjustable from 25 to infinity. It does have the RMG reticle inside it again, so you are looking at a 0.1 1 rad reticle inside the scope, so very similar to what's on our tactical rifle. It's quite nice that you can run those same reticles on your tactical gun and your hunting gun and not have to relearn or convert anything as you go. And yeah, we have found that although this is a 4-27 and it's a first focal plane, so that reticle is quite fine, there is still more than enough there on the 4.5. If you end up shooting targets at say 10 to 15 meters, there's more than enough reticle there to be able to see the center of your scope and make sure you get the rounds on target on those shorter shots. All right, guys, so the final 307 we have today is a 223 Remington. This one's actually in a sporter profile with that beautiful spiral flute going along it. We've kept the Weatherby AccuBrake attached to the front for this guy, and it is going to be our real sort of light hunting gun. So we've paired this one up with the Magpul Hunter 700, which again is Remington 700 based, so the actions drop in nice and easy, just 2 action screws and you're good to go. This being the Hunter stock, it's obviously going to be the lightest version possible. So we do still have length of pull adjustment and cheek height adjustment, but they are now not through adjusters on the rifle. You actually have to slot in spaces for the length of pull and swap out your cheek riser to adjust that one. So again, further minimizing that mechanism to make things lighter. So again, in terms of sling attachments, we've gone even more basic on this one with just the threaded sling attachment on the rear, nothing through the middle, and then you're reliant on your M-lock sections up the front to add your front sling attachment point. You can see by the M-lock sections here, we do have fewer slots than we did on the other chassis. Again, that's for weight saving, as this is a hunting style stock. We have paired it with another AccuTac bipod just on a Picatinny section for this demo. That is obviously in a position where you would use it for the range or for hunting off the ground or the back of your vehicle, but you could just as easily take this off and fit your sling swivel and run your gun just with a sling. In terms of keeping with the theme of this gun, we've tried to keep the optic as light as possible and as user-friendly as possible. So with this one, we've gone with the Zerotech Vengeance HD LPVO. So this is a true 1 power to 10 times magnification with a 28mm front lens. The tube diameter is 34 mils, so you are getting that full 35 mils of elevation adjustment on the scope. It does have a Milliridian based or an MRAD based Christmas tree reticle inside, so you are able to make those longer shots if your target does happen to stand out at a longer distance and you're not just shooting close up. It is more than capable of bumping that magnification up to 10 times and using your reticle for both elevation and deflection to get those longer shots. So again, in trying to keep this setup as light as possible, this LPVO does have a slight compromise in that it has set parallax at 100 meters. However, for the distances that you're going to be shooting this out to, that shouldn't be an issue at all. On those longer shots, just be very mindful of keeping your eye well centered behind the scope, and your shots should go exactly where you want them to. Right guys, we're out at the range now. What we're going to do first is just get a really good zero on each of the rifles. We're going to shoot a couple of groups to just test accuracy, and then we'll start trying to push each of the rifles out on some steel targets just to see how far we can get. Guys, let's see what we got. So this guy down here is the 308 at 100. And this right here, 223 at 100. And over here we have a 25 Creedmoor 100. And we've got a really, we'll claim luck on that one on my part. That's the 22 Creedmoor 200. Very nice looking little group. Rightio guys, that's a wrap on the shooting portion of this video. All three of these rifles managed to group well under their 1 MOA guarantee that everyone's sort of used to these days. We, on the 2-3, we had 3 types of ammunition we tested, including some hunting rounds, some lighter 55 grain stuff. All of that ran really well. On the 308, we did have 3 types of match ammunition that we tested, as well as some hunting ammo. Obviously, the match ammunition did group the best out of all of them. And on the 25 Creed, at the moment, we only had 1 brand of ammunition to test, but what we did have did work very well in it. Yeah, so all 3 of these were really capable of some good groups. I think it quite clearly demonstrates that on the 307 rifles, just picking the right caliber and the right sort of build, pairing it with the correct stock, and there's a huge amount of variety in front of you. Rightio guys, well, thanks very much for joining us again on this video. It's been great fun to bring it to you. There will be plenty more coming, so if you are interested in this sort of content, please do give us a like, give us a follow, and if you have any questions, drop them down in the comments below. Likewise, if you are interested in anything you've seen today, if it's optic-wise, if it's an interest in the 307 barreled actions, if you're looking for a new setup or anything in general that's piqued your interest here, we'll put our store contact details in the description down below. And any of our sales team would be more than happy to assist you with getting what you're looking for, and yeah, getting you into a really nice setup. Yeah, again, thank you very much for joining us, and we'll see you on the next video.